Chapter 7. The four messengers on the four corners of the earth are holding the winds of heaven, so that they do not destroy the earth. The 144,000. And after this I, John, son of Zebedee and Salome, saw four crafts manned by angelic beings, Raphael, Uriel, Uzziel, Israel, standing and hovering over four corners of the planet Earth, controlling the four winds forces of the planet Earth, so that they don't blow over the planet Earth, nor over the sea, nor over any tree. At the sound of the trumpet blown by the Elohim Anunnaki Raphael and along with the Elohim Anunnaki Israel, the angel of death, also known as the Anunnaki Elohim Enki, son of Anu and Id, the force will be unleashed, resulting with ultimate destruction. This force of destruction would have swept across the world with the force of 10,000 hurricanes, destroying those countries refusing to submit to the truth when they were summoned to it. On May 31, 1970 AD, the start of a small tremor ended with the loss of 70,000 lives and left 800,000 homeless people in Peru. Complete destruction should have occurred in 1970 AD, but it was delayed because the 144,000 hadn't been gathered yet. And I, John, son of Zebedee and Salome, saw another of a craft who had already risen from the direction of which the sun appears to rise, the east. He had with him the seal of the Anunnaki Elohim, which is the six-pointed star, crescent, and Ankh ever-living, and he cried out with a supreme voice to the four Anunnaki Elohim who had been given the power to harm the planet Earth, and the seas of it. And this Elohim, the Anunnaki Murdoch, son of Enki and Damkina, of this craft was saying, "Don't harm the planet Earth, nor the sea, and none of the trees until the servants of El-Elo, the Heavenly One, also called Anu, Allah, and Theos, have been marked, sealed, on their forehead." And I, John, son of Zebedee and Salome, heard the number of them which were sealed, with the mark of the Father in their foreheads, being prostrations from Selah or worship of the Most High, Heavenly Father Anu. And there were sealed in 144,000 purified ones of all the tribes of the children of Israel. The remnant from the tribe of Israel that remained was from the tribe of Judah, and actually numbered 7,000. So this is saying that the chosen will have the different personalities or natures of the 12 tribes of Israel. Of the tribe of Judah, let him be praised, were sealed 12,000. These are people who will be heavy in faith. Of the tribe of Reuben, behold a son, were sealed 12,000. These are people who will be faithful but not true. Of the tribe of Gad, good fortune, were sealed 12,000. These are people who will have their full concentration on money. Of the tribe of Asher, happy, were sealed 12,000 marked. These people will be happy and will always want to play and joke. They don't take the truth seriously and will fall to the wayside. Of the tribe of Naphtali, my wrestling, there were sealed 12,000 marked. These are people who are not of the chosen seed but will follow and become wealthy, and will accept the truth and help us with their wealth. Of the tribe of Manasseh, making forget, were sealed 12,000 marked. These people will come from other religious sects, but will not be able to stay and will be led astray. Of the tribe of Simeon, hearing, were sealed 12,000 marked. These people are those who hear the truth but only listen to the part they want to hear. Of the tribe of Levi, joined, were sealed 12,000 marked. These are people who leave the truth and look for a tabernacle that caters to their selfish desires and want to be leaders. Of the tribe of Issachar, there is higher, there were sealed 12,000 marked. These are people who are farmers who will leave the truth to go south to farm for their own family and self. Of the tribe of Zebulun, dwelling, there were sealed 12,000 marked. These people will travel to teach on their own, by setting up their own tabernacles their way, but will fail. Of the tribe of Joseph, adding, were sealed 12,000 marked. These are people who will go off to be accepted by the pale man because they are educated, but will suffer and are really fools. Of the tribe of Benjamin, son of the right hand, these are people who open their own businesses to benefit themselves, only after they have come to the truth and then used what they learned about business from us to benefit themselves, were sealed 12,000 marked. And after that I, John, son of Zebedee and Salome, saw a big group, who are people from all over the world who once lived the lifestyle of the evil one, the devil, but have been taught the truth about themselves as children of the Elohim, in which no one will be able to count their number. They were from all nations and all tribes and of all nations of people, Nubians who are all over the world across the globe under different governments, yet all are a part of the Nubian nation, and languages standing before the seat and before the Lamb wearing their white robes, and in their hands were palm leaves. The palm tree or palms are mentioned because they are a symbol of prosperity, having the lifespan of 100 to 200 years. And they, the members of the Holy Tabernacle, who are spreading the truth of Nuwapu all over the world, are shouting with supreme voices saying, "Purity is for the one who sits on the seat, and the Lamb." And all the Anunnaki, Elohim, Malachim were standing around the seat, and the elders, the Agigi, and high priests after the order of Melchizedek, who have been initiated and anointed with sacred oil, and the four living creatures, and they all fell down on their faces before the seat, prostrating to Yahweh of the Elohim, saying, "Amen, This can be trusted blessings and beauty and wisdom, and thanks and honor and strength and might is for us forever and evermore. Amen. When one of the elders answered, and said to me, John, son of Zebedee and Salome, what and who are those? The group of people who work to raise the 144,000 purified holy ones, dressed in white robes, who are they and where did they come from? How did they get to America? So I, John, son of Zebedee and Salome, said to him, O my master, you know all about them. So he said to me, these are they who came out of supreme difficulties under the rule of the Amorites, who raped, hung, lamed, killed, separated families and were forced to live in a land not their own. These are they who washed their white robes, by taking off the falsehoods and spell of Leviathan, and lies and way of life of the evil reptilian Zu-En, Ha-Satan, the devil, Canas, as their own, and by way of the Lamb's blood, by being persecuted for righteous name's sake. For that reason they are before the seat of El-Elo, and serve him day and shadow hours inside the temple, and he, Melchizedek, Ancient of Days, that is sitting on the seat will be a light upon them, by incarnating in human form and dwell amongst them in the tabernacle of the Most High. Because the Messiah Yeshua was unable to complete his mission, he sent his Elohim, Angelos, Malaikat, angelic being to gather and prepare the 144,000 holy ones before his coming, to re-educate those defiled by the harlot, so the third generation will be worthy of being taken up as the purified ones, Al-Muklisina. They will not be hungry nor will they be thirsty anymore, they will have their own, not depending on the Amorite anymore, nor will the sunlight or the heat of it fall on them anymore, because they'll have their own housing, working together as one unit, for the Lamb, which is in the midst of the seat will feed them, and will lead them to living creatures upon fountains of waters, that flow through the river of paradise, that only those nearest to the Most High will drink from, and they will never thirst because it is in abundance, and who drinks of it will never thirst again and will taste its fullest flavor, because of their righteousness, and El-Elo, the Most High El-Anu, Theos, Eli, Allah, Yahweh will wipe away all tears from their eyes by comforting them for their righteousness. Chapter 8. Opening of the seventh seal. And when the Lamb, the Messiah Jesus the Lamb of sacrifice to suffer persecution, because he will speak the truth, open the seventh stamp, and what is contained in this seal is made clear from beginning, El-Suhuf, to end, Els Quran, there was silence in the Orion skies, meaning man would have a grace period before the end comes. The end was expected to occur in the year 1970 AD, but this command was put off until the year 2000 AD, for a half an hour, symbolic of the 30 years, from 1970 AD to 2000 AD, when the evil one's rule is up. And I, John son of Zebedee and Salome, saw the seven Elohim Anunnaki, who are the cherubim of destruction, symbolic of the seven plagues destined to fall upon the inhabitants of the planet Earth. The same seven plagues spoken of in El's Injiyl are also expounded on in El's Holy Quran. The opening of the seventh seal will signal the uncovering, revelation, of all truths and untruths, as well as the beginning of the woes or plagues to besiege the planet Earth. The first plague, Revelation 8:7, the first Elohim sounds and signals fire and blood mingled from the sky to be cast upon the earth. This plague denoted war. El's Holy Quran 74-8-9, Original Order 4-8-9, Surah El-Mutathir, the one who is covered, the trumpet will sound and the plagues will begin. The second plague, Revelation 8:8-9, the second Elohim sounds and signals a mountain burning with fire cast into the sea, a third part of the sea and the creatures of the sea are affected. This plague denoted the effects of war on the sea. El's Holy Quran 101-1-5, Original Order 30-1-5, Surah El-Qur'an, the striking, people will be scattered like moths, and mountains will become like shredded wool. The third plague, Revelation 8:10, the third Elohim sounds and signals a star falling from heaven, making the waters become wormwood. This is the plague of germ warfare. El's Holy Quran 81-1-6, Original Order 7-1-6, Surah Al-Takwir, the condensed ball, the sun loses its light and is condensed into ball, the stars are darkened and the sea caused to boil and burn. The fourth plague, Revelation 8:12, the fourth Elohim sounds and signals and a third part of the moon, sun, and stars loses their light, this is the plague of disturbance to the galactical bodies. El's Holy Quran 75:12, Original Order 31:12, Surah El-Qiyamah, the standing, resurrection, speaks of the day of resurrection when the sun and moon are brought together. The fifth plague, Revelation 9:1-2, the fifth Elohim sounds and signals a star from heaven to earth, which opens a pit from which becomes smoke as if it is from a furnace. This plague is a bomb of nuclear warfare. El's Holy Quran 44:10-11, Original Order 64:10-11, Surah Al-Dukhan, the cloud of smoke, the heavens shall bring an evident smoke that will overtake man. The sixth plague, Revelation 9:13-15, The sixth Elohim sounds, and John, son of Zebedee and Salome, sees the horse of destruction. Al's Holy Quran 100 to 1 to 5, Original Order 14 to 1 to 5, Surah Al-Haadi, the horseman, or apocalypse, describes the four horsemen of the apocalypse who will cause disaster to come upon the earth. The seventh plague, Revelation 11:13-15, a fatal and final earthquake occurs, after which the seventh Elohim will sound, bringing the end of the earth as we know it. Al's Holy Quran 99 to 1 to 4, Original Order 93 to 1 to 4, Surah Al-Zilzal, the earthquake, tells of how the earth will quake with a terrible quaking. The seven Anunnaki Elohim were standing between Theho's two hands, meaning they are under his power, and they were given seven trumpets, which is the announcement of the destruction of the end of the world, signaling its coming. Then another Elohim, who was the Anunnaki Elohim Melchizedek, also called Murdoch, son of Enki and Damkina, the Elohim Anunnaki who is 720 degrees of knowledge, came and stood before the altar, and with him was a gold incense holder with a lot of incense to be given for the worships of those who pray today, of the community of the 144,000 Al-Quaidisin, holy ones, Al-Muklajina, the purified ones, above the gold altar in Nibiru, which is before the seat of Theos. And the smoke of the incense rose upward from the worships of the holy ones that will be accepted from the hand of the Anunnaki Elohim Murdoch, Melchizedek before Theos. Then this Elohim, Melchizedek, took the incense holder and filled it with fire from the heavenly altar, and cast it upon the planet Earth, showing that fire will come down from heaven, and there was thunder and lightning and voices, and a great earthquake of California that is to come. And the seven arch-messengers Anunnaki Elohim, who each had seven trumpets ready to blow, but has not yet blown their trumpets, in order to bring seven plagues of destruction upon the inhabitants of the planet Earth. And the first cherubim of the seven arch-messengers, to bring destruction, blew his trumpet, bringing about the Vietnam War of 1957 AD and ended in January of 1973 AD. And there was cold, in which John described as hail. However, in actuality it was really a shower of bullets and fire of sparks from those same bullets mixed with blood, being symbolic of war, the bloodshed of man in the planet Earth by way of guns and bombs, and was cast into the planet Earth. And 1/3 of the planet Earth was burned, and 1/3 of the trees, and all the green grass was burnt. The sum of these elements denotes war. And the second Elohim, the cherubim of destruction, blew his trumpet, and the likeness of a great mountain, buildings such as skyscrapers will tumble at the disaster of war, burning up with fire, was cast into the sea, and 1/3 part of the sea became bloody. And 1/3 of the battleships, submarines, and boats which are living things of the sea which had spirit were dead, and 1/3 of the crafts were broken up and destroyed by the battle. And the third Elohim, that was a cherubim of destruction, blew his trumpet, and there was cast from the Orion skies a great star, bright like a lamp of fire, being the plague of germ warfare. It affected the bodies of water on the planet Earth. It was cast upon 1/3 of the rivers and affected all the springs of the waters, making the supply of fresh water limited. And the stars named bitterness, and 1/3 of the waters became bitter, poison from germ warfare, and many people died because the waters became bitter. They were unsafe to drink due to its contamination. And the fourth Elohim, who was a cherubim to bring destruction, blew his trumpet, and this plague brought a disturbance of the galactical bodies, and 1/3 of the sun became eclipsed. This was a solar eclipse, and 1/3 of the moon and 1/3 of the stars, so that their lights lost 1/3 part of their day, which is 8 hours. The solar system was shaken, diverting from the normal pattern of functioning. Stars fell out of their orbits, and the sun and moon merged together. If the sun and the moon become one, in perfect alignment, the ultimate or final disruption of the solar system will occur. This solar eclipse does not permit the sun to give light of the planet Earth. There was no light for 1/3 of the day, equaling 4 years, and 1/3 of the shadow hour, equaling 8 years. And I, John, son of Zebedee and Salome, saw and heard the voice of one, the messenger Malachi Zodok, flying in the midst of the skies, saying in a supreme voice, "Plague, plague, plague." 3 more plagues are destined to strike upon all who live on the planet Earth, because of the rest of the voices of the 3 arch-messengers, who are determined to blow their trumpets to release the remaining plagues.